여자의 영원히 바래고 덧칠 되어 발이 닿을 만큼 굳어지면
Halo, halo, tes, tes. Let's go. Kita main lagi, cok.
Match found.
New weapons. Say more.
Should I shoot them in the face or stab them in the back? I'll decide later.
Let's go, let's go. Lego, 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 Lego. 3A, 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 3A. Lego, Lego, Lego. Let's go.
All missiles away.
What the fuck, bro?
Spike planted.
Cage triggered.
Enemy mid.
They found my wire. Put down.
Reload. Reload.
Last player standing.
Huh? Cypher? What are you doing, bro?
Cutting through.
Astagfirullah.
Fake teleport. Back off.
Nice.
Run.
One enemy
Idiots.
remaining.
Nice. Ente. Siapa dulu? Tidak apa-apa, guys. Yes.
Tell me what you have learned, Cypher. Oh, sorry. I'm
Sorry,
embarrassed.
sorry salah gue. Sorry.
Safety's off. Enemy C. All missiles away.
Smoky, what the fuck?
Trap destroyed.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Dihalang gitu.
Decoy.
Run.
Remember, no one wants to die out here, but you don't always get what you want.
One.
Shut up.
One.
Shut up, Indian.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
Please, Munju, please. Please. Tidak ada ya.
Locating targets.
Oke.
Drone is down.
Bro.
All missiles away.
Launching smoke.
Wait.
Grenade is live.
Caution here. Careful now. They found my wire.
Nice.
Spike down A.
Found. 3 out of 5. My ultimate is. Where is everyone hiding?
Enemy spotted.
One enemy remaining.
Ay. Oh my god.
Time for a protein
Hi.
shake.
Green.
Let us use our sight to our advantage.
One C.
That breach is asking for it.
Aduh, jauh di depan. Jauh kalau sendiri.
Caught one.
Omen low.
Spike planted.
Time to jump. I'll handle this.
One enemy remaining.
Smoke's down.
Decoy. Out of charges.
OP.
Nice try,
Chamber
kid.
OP. Nah,
Not the
OP.
fool you hoped for.
I can't.
Reloading.
Shoot the bad guys.
Ah,
How's that for a
okay.
plan?
OP. Bro,
It's my LP, bro.
OP.
It's my LP, bro.
Euro. I can give skin, bro. I can give skin.
Skin.
Ngeselin nyo. Alah, ini kocak. Alah,
Spike planted.
suren. Lama ya. Cuma pula tuh abangnya.
I can't miss.
Nice gamble.
Stim beacon down.
Last player
Smoke's
standing.
down. I don't care if there are 5 of them or 50 of them. Let's go.
Let's go yang nonton 3 orang. Let's go. Lu nonton dengan tonton ketipuan gua. Hai. Wait.
I need a drop. Gracias.
Let's go.
Go away.
KALO.
All missiles away.
Cutting through.
Ay.
My ult's ready.
Thirty seconds left. One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
Defuse.
My thanks. Spike defused.
Nice guys.
Who am I kidding? My knees are gonna kill after this.
I need a drop.
Euro, can you buy me, bro?
No.
Gracias.
Dibeli itu enggak. Beli juga.
Don't pick.
Watch your step.
Pik, cok. Aslinya weh. Pengen pik cok.
The ultimate.
Ah,
Reload.
Locating targets. One suppressed. All missiles away.
They found my wire.
This is how it ends.
Last player standing.
Where were you in play?
Spike
Oh.
planted.
yang penting gak apa-apa guys. Ketik ngepick dapat 1 bro.
One enemy remaining.
It seems these strangers want me dead. Eh bien, their answer first.
Perfection.
Kenapa tuh?
There.
Bro.
Drone going out. One.
My ultimate is ready.
Spike down. C. One enemy remaining.
Spike spotted C.
That's the lot of them. Pay attention. Might learn
I need a
something.
drop. Gracias.
Oh, thank you yang boring. Right. Jelas spesialis pick gue sekarang nih. Sini bro, tak pick. Sini bro, tak pick bro. Parah nih.
There.
In we go.
Gua bisa lebih.
Spike down A.
All missiles away.
Di situ
Dim beacon here.
Spike down A.
Drone going out. Drone is down. Go ahead. Ignition. Stand your ground.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Did you think I'll let this thing go off? Make peace with yourself before you pull the
I
trigger.
need this.
No one else can judge.
My thanks.
Tejo.
I need a drop. Gracias.
Slow aja ya bro, tak kasih segini. Bagus. Aduh.
Spike down A.
Oh.
Enemy mid.
Stim beacon here.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
One is mid.
Oh, low.
Reloading.
One ping ya.
Reloading.
Nice.
Got 5. That's bingo.
This should be simple enough. I flush them out, you finish them.
One loop. One loop.
Fokus. Tidak ada. Fokus tidak ada. Mantap, ada lagi.
All missiles away. Locating target. Light munition.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Spike spotted A.
Reloading. Enemy spotted A.
Nice.
Not so tough after all.
So,
Last round before the switch.
Nothing will be saved.
kita jadi support asli Tejo ini.
I need this.
My text.
Hey.
I need this.
Ya, mantap. Si bahan Pak.
Reloading.
Enemy spotted A.
All missiles away.
Scatching smoke.
Off your feet!
Lights out.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Portal closed.
Along.
Diffuse, bro.
Go.
Nice.
Good try, idiots.
Switching sides.
How did every piece of trash end up on the same team?
Let's go. Hop. Up, you
Keep
hope.
hitting them.
Stim beacon down.
Reload.
Enemy spotted.
All
A.
missiles away.
Aduh.
Spike down A.
Molly.
Awas kok.
On the money.
Adieu.
Last
Spike is
player
down.
standing.
Omen low, omen low.
Spike down A.
Empty brother.
I can't see them yet, but I can feel them getting ready.
Feel getting brother.
Oh,
Tejo,
boy.
Tejo, Tejo. Kita sama Syarif.
I don't have serif. I don't have serif, bro.
Reloading. Reloading.
Right here. Right here.
Who will I spot first?
Locating targets. All missiles away. I'll take it.
Spy, let's go. Oh,
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Ini kenapa nggak
Move
bisa?
in after I strike. That's when they're weak.
Astagfirullah.
I need a drop.
Sini.
Reloading.
Sini. Oh, enggak, lagi nggak benar kan? Lagi bad play.
Watch and learn.
Lagi bad play.
oh, mid.
Enemy spotted C. Reloading.
Drone going out.
Spike drop.
Fully
Two
smoked.
suppressed.
Reloading.
Stim beacon down.
Time to jump.
I got the spike.
Teleport's gone.
Reloading. Decoy. My portal
Todos
broke.
guardians.
Bad luck.
Last player standing.
Remember to talk to each other out there. We communicate, we win.
Focus now. Eyes off me.
Stim beacon here.
Low. Super low. Let's go.
Drone going out.
Amber.
Drone is down. All missiles away. Grenade is live.
Down you go.
There.
Launching smoke.
Decoy. Hostile carrier is dead.
Spike down B.
Bye. Everybody.
Cutting through.
Last player standing. 30 seconds left.
My ballistics set up easy
What the
kills.
fuck?
And if they don't, yes, you can't complain if you're dead.
Go away.
Try not to die.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon here.
Reloading. Reloading.
Locating targets. Spike carrier is down.
Spike
One
down
suppressed.
A.
All missiles away.
Now we're cooking. Miles ready.
Last player standing.
Aduh, coy, lagi play gitu.
Pick something nice to kill them
Huh.
with. It's the least we can do.
Teja.
Hai.
I need a drop. Gracias.
Smoke
Drone going out.
Enemy spotted. C.
Stim beacon
Time
down.
to jump.
Live munition. All missiles away.
Reloading.
line.
Spike planted. My ultimate is ready.
Don't get up.
Last player standing.
Uti. Uti, what the fuck?
Teach them to respect their elders.
Pasti saja.
Stim beacon here.
All missiles away. Grenade is live. Drone going out. One suppressed.
Where is everyone hiding?
Enemy spotted.
One cool down.
Handle this.
Spy.
Smoke's down.
This is how it ends.
Spy.
Molly.
Spike planted.
Many enemies B.
Launching smoke.
You should run.
Baki.
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
Enemy
Last player standing.
Keduanya cowok stres.
Do what you're here to do, and we won't have a problem.
Stres bangke.
They are so dead.
Slow chat. Itu aja bro, itu aja bro. Gila stres banget cowok. Asli deh. This is just for real, for real.
Time to kill the handsome Colombian.
This is for real.
All missiles away.
reloading.
Enemy A.
Bodoh banget. Free war itu pusing.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Cutting through.
Smoke's down.
Oh, let go.
They found my trap.
Spike planted.
Molly.
Smoke's down.
On your feet.
Enemy spotted A.
No,
Last
you
player
can't.
standing. One enemy remaining.
Oh, I like it.
Clutch.
Nice.
Did everyone see that?
OP.
Show off. Need equipment. Thanks.
Clutch, dapat clutch. Nice chamber. Itu dia bro. Yang berajarin semalam.
Enemy spotted.
All missiles away.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon down. Out of here. Right here.
Oh, there you go.
Anyone else? Next.
Smoke's down.
One enemy remaining.
Spike planted.
Molly.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Decoy.
Masih cowok.
Well,
Aduh, mulutnya bintang berasli itu.
I'll pick them
I
apart.
need this.
You clean up whatever's left.
Mode duduk lah. Apa mode phantom. Mode phantom. Mana? Kasihan juga pak, teman-teman bapak. Kasih pak. Mereka kiri-kiri kita ya begini. Kasihan pak.
One dead.
Masuk.
All missiles away.
Oh,
Locating targets.
Smoke's down.
Masuk.
Light munition.
Molly.
Middle.
Reloading.
Decoy.
Enemy spotted C.
Enemy spotted.
Last player standing. Spike down. C.
Cage triggered.
30 seconds left. Match point.
Remember, I hit them with explosives, then you go in. No
Yeah,
la
for real,
vayan a
for real.
cagar.
Man, for real. No problem. Pecah nih armor musuhnya. Let's go.
Now, where to set up shop?
Launching smoke. Stim beacon here.
Someone is B. Reloading.
Enemy spotted 6 places down.
Spike down mid.
All missiles away.
My old friend one hiding.
I got the spike.
On cooldown. Grenade is live.
Put B.
You're done.
Spike carrier is down.
Spike down mid.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
One enemy
Such is
remaining.
life.
Spy.
All missiles away.
Garage. Garage.
I have the spike.
Eh,
Go,
30
let go.
seconds
Go,
left.
Let's go.
Spike dropped.
Spy. Let's go.
I got the spike.
No time.
Locating targets.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
10 seconds left.
There. Spike planted. My ultimate is ready.
It's a shame you had to die, but you're not part of my bigger picture.
Weapon choice. It is so personal, no? You pick a gun and it tells me who you are.
Need equipment.
I need a drop.
Bay mi Tejo. Tejo.
Need equipment. I need a drop.
Tejo.
Goodbye.
Tejo.
Goodbye.
I'm dying.
Tejo.
Vamos.
Thanks.
All missiles away.
Reload.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon here.
I can't use that.
Reloading.
Drone going out.
I have ulti, bro. I have ulti.
Someone is mid.
This is how it ends. Grenade is live. Such is life.
Last player standing.
On your feet.
Defenders win.
Ah, shit.
You should run.
Lego, min berapa kau mata? Aduh, siga. Bro. Mulai aja kali. Mulai aja guys. Terus juga ini. Stres yo. Mana nih? Gak datang notifnya. Wah, bug lagi. Bug lagi. Coba share overlay. Masuk ke YouTube. Masuk ya. Masuk ya. Sini masuk gak sih? Situ masuk. The hell, bro?
He's waiting. He still gets more. On for the ace. Do they give it to Governor? He does
Tonton
already
aja
have a
nobar.
stunner. So in all theory, it should go to somebody else. The entire team of Talon now on the hunt. And Isu, somehow, he slipped the entire net. Finds one, gets the headshot, waiting for another, but Ban will pick it up. Now inching towards another thrash.
Yeah, he just used it. Now has another point to it as well. I mean, so much of it going right for Talon right now. The T1, you gotta imagine maybe the timeout call being soon again. But otherwise, just every part of the map that they're getting pushed into or pushed away from, Governor's on the other end. If not, it's gonna be the full squad on the other end with, you know, Primi and that deadlock utility on the other side.
I mean, T1 they just can't figure out the map right now, right? You look at the movement, you look at the round-to-round setup. there's that timeout. You gotta call it, because right now the team is just at a loss. Every first contact, the round is already over. You're losing too many members. Talon is making you frantically try to rush onto the site, and you just don't have answers. Every other round, you don't have the eco, or the econ rather. So T1 now saying, let's pump the brakes, let's reset. What else do we have? Remember what we trained for? How can we adjust? Because right now, Talon has the read on us. So how do we make sure we try to counter that and re-clear space? Now the big question is the obvious choice here from T1 would be to wait, right? Wait for a push out, try to get a pick, and then slowly inch forward. So I wonder if Talon also says, all right, we read your bluff, we'll just hold. There's two ways to go about this. We'll see. Also, this is where we can kind of tell the characteristics, because T1 could also be like, we'll make them think we're going for the obvious change, and then we'll just full-on rush again. This time, not changing lanes. And so far, that kind of looks like what it's going to be. It's going to be a B push here from T1 once more.
Trying to at least make it happen, but at the same time...
It's going to be a mid-pinch from Talon. You've got Showstopper online. Everybody keeping their eyes towards mid. Coming out of hookah, coming out of A short. There's the Showstopper. They already know Buzz is out. Talon just trying to keep them locked up. Silva gets two, but doesn't even matter. Because now Spike dropped, pushed away from your own territory. Meteor has to fight with 28 HP. Just one member left. Stacks, you might be good at clutches, but isolating the 1v1s, and that's a 1v2. Primi cleans it up.
Yeah, down to the final protocols with Ben and Primi being able to hold that far apart from each other makes it that much more difficult for Stacks to fight the 1v2. But like you mentioned, just that complete Showstopper pinch down A short. So much of it broken apart. T1 teared apart limb from limb because of this play. I mean, they pushed out on all ends that T1 was just not able to execute whatever game plan they cooked up.
Band's 11-1-3. Governor is 11-3. 0 with the Outlaws and the Operator. It's another Outlaw, recognizing that there's 3 half armors on the other side. Talon is starting to run away with this map, and T1 don't have any timeouts left, so it's all up to Stacks to rally the troops.
Trying to make it happen. Starts off into a Tuka, but then hit by Nightfall.
Massive tag as well. Multiple members, so look at the other side of the map. Talon, they've already pushed out. Governor says it's all right, we can all start to rotate and get ready for the retake. You even got Chip Boys to make sure that he can stay on site while Governor goes a long way around. It's a fast hit onto Garden. That's cleared up, but now you got to make sure you get up to the site in time. Trying to make sure no one spams out of the smokes. Spams coming in through the wall as well, trying to keep T1 at bay. They're just trying to make sure that everyone from T1 is busy looking at the site while Governor makes his way all the way around. Shearwall was just tripped. Governor, he needs to get the kill. Meteor will keep their back safe. Orbital strikes coming out, and that's going to keep Talon at bay. Sylvan holding close, a bit of a reset, a bit of a breather. Talon, not much space to work with. They gotta wait for Jip Boys. The Hunt take it out. Band gets 1 kill range. There's the annihilation, and Sylvan, you can't hold that angle anymore. He's been tied up, and it's all down to Meteor again, but the barrier mesh on top of the Cosmic Divide. I mean, what do you even do here? You just gotta try to spam it. There's just no answer as Meteor gets stuck right in the one opening, and that's 9-1.
Oh man, Chobra, not like this. You got the Cosmic Divide, the barrier mesh. At that point, it's just no hope whatsoever. So much of the things tried by T1, but Talon just being able to send so much their way at the same time. You had that Nightfall, the perfect delay, the ultimates on the other end, the annihilation break off the off angle that Sylvan was holding. Just Talon has everything locked down.
Yeah, the pre-fire's the only thing you can do, trying to peek through the wall, but just not enough room, and Talon correctly identifying how they set that up. Oh man, they heard the current meta was all about the walls, so they started to just double things up. And Talon now 9-1, serving a bit of T1's own medicine after map 1.
Definitely feels a lot better for them right now, though. Buzz trying to get ahead of it with the Judge. Blast packs into its bats, takes down Primi. Cruz trying to get ahead as well in with the teleporter play.
Yeah, Cruz just gonna be stuck a little bit. So this round, finally, things are looking up for T1. The retake already very slow from Talon. Molly keeping them at bay. Governor and Jip Boys will try to see if they can get any kills from above, but look at the crossfire setup. Sylvan's gonna spot first. Meanwhile, Shearwall tripped, trying to distract him, trying to create an opening. Governor gets 1 kill with the nades. He's been so good with those. But do they know about Izu? Close by, they spot him, and Izu will get both, and that should be the round here for T1, man. is good for kills, but time already running short. He needs to stick onto it. He knows there's just no chance. He's just trying to take the weapons away. He knows they're low on creds, and Buzz just says, whatever, I just want the round, and they'll each get what they want.
That brings us to the last round of the first half. I mean, T1 just trying to go a little bit quicker this round, just being able to blast back in with the judge in towards Baths. But at the same time, as soon as the spike was planted, right, Talon got themselves into position. But while I think Ban was coming in with the longest flank at the same time, Stax kept himself in towards a very deep position where he was then able to find it and then finally spring out. Although Ban caught him, that was information enough for the rest of the T1 squad to figure out where Ban was.
Yeah, eventually they kept it long enough in control. But look at that, because of the kills that Ban makes, it's going to be even 2 Guardians and a bunch of half armors for T1 on the last round of the half. Sheer wall already spotted by Talon. So now they immediately fill hookah, and they say as long as we have one of these angles to drop back into the site, the retake should be in our favor. Showstopper online for Buzz. Do they use it? They're going to use it for the entry. Talon correctly emptying the site. TP immediately trying to come through. Steel Guard, and that's going to buy a lot of time for T1 here in the post plant.
Get the spike down, get yourselves into a comfortable position, just trying to be able to hold up around the drop of hookah. But at the same time, Meteor kind of circling around back towards Fountain. Of course, they want to get Ben, back in with the rest of the team on Talon's side. Yeah, Meteor's position is going to be very important because you don't imagine he's all the way far back. Yeah, Governor's concerned about B main, but he's my Fountain, as you mentioned. He gets 2, not quite onto 3, but lots of time bought. Look at the positions of T1. You're holding close on guard, and the Thrash comes through, but you're not sticking together, so you can still cover each other's angles. Sylvan still over by elbow as well. Trades back and forth, but eventually numbers advantage for T1, and they will be able to close out one more round, making it 3-9 at the half. 3-9, better than nothing, but at the same time, you just still have to consider the fact that Talon was able to break apart so many of these rounds.
I mean, Talon came in with a plan, and they hammered it home. I mean, the devs talked about it, even before the previous map and after the first map as well. That individual firepower, a lot of it coming through for T1 on map 1 on Fracture. But you look at what happens when Talon comes in with a game plan, when they are confident in their own positions and reads, and their shots start just landing every single round, and now things look like they're a little bit flipped.
Yeah, right. I mean, 2 of these players, Ban and Governor, up to double digits in terms of kills. Very few deaths as well. I mean, just so much with their performance and how they're able to shut so much of T1's game plans down on this defensive side of theirs. Just coming in with the op plays or Ban being able to come in as that playmaker for the rest of the team, refilling space, has the Thrash up so many times of these rounds as well. You gotta imagine what more they can do once the sides are swapped.
Yeah, I'm very curious because what we saw from Talon in their match against GE was that they understood how to take apart a Vice setup when they're on the attack, how to make sure that they can take away that sheer wall, deny any of that utility, how to make sure that they identify where the Razor Vines are. And we'll see if that works even on Bind, a map where Vice has really started to become the favorite for teams across the entire world.
And we've seen quite a bit of combinations in that first half as well. A lot of their agents kind of complement Governor's Raze in this moment too.
Yeah, and the great part about that is you can, obviously combo it with the nade, and then you've still got the mosh for the other side of the combo as well. You use a grab net for one, use a seize for the other. I mean, you got grab well as well. So lots of combinations where just because you used one to take over something like showers that we see on the screen doesn't mean that you don't have any other options.
Absolutely right. Look at how they're trying to break in towards Bats right now. Governor just breaking in a lot of these sidelines, forcing those crosshairs to go haywire. Meanwhile, the peaks come out, but unfortunately, T1 completely traded off. It's just Talon taking down so much space around the site.
Governor got so much information on that crazy little double hop across the truck, and that lands the grab net as well on Buzz. Nowhere to go. Buzz and Sylvan both taken out right outside of showers, and look at how far apart they are playing this. Obviously low on health as well, but they've got the util, got the post plants, and we'll see if they're able to combat through. Here comes the double swing. It's a nice one from Cruz. Meteor still holding by, but it's just going to be down to Stax all alone. Half already done. He draws him out, knows where Cruz is. There's the haunt. Tries to buy more time, and there's the immediate re-swing from Cruz. It's a double swing from the other side. Now Talon with both pistols, leading 10-3.
All right, right, with the retake going through, despite it being somewhat of a 2-on-3 for the perspective of T1, if you will. But just because Talon were able to hold down both opposite angles, right, A short as well as bats, it just forces Stacks to, you know, be in such an uncomfortable position. Despite trying to get that swing off against the lower HP player, Cruz was then able to swing out. So once again, Talon's just finding so much value in these rounds. Now, off to the next, we're looking at a possible 11-3.
We did see a Marshall briefly in Meteor's hands, but instead it's going to be 3 Sheriffs. So either way you cut it, recognizing that we need a chance to try to get a Thrifty here. We need to rely on our individual firepower to get us through the Disney. Going to spot multiple here in B main. That's going to be some good information.
There you go.
And that's why we see that rotation coming over from Stacks as well.
Trying as much as possible to retrieve information and find some frags as much as possible, but Talon recognizes as well, and they're just going to pick up whatever advantage they can. If that's an alpha or just more space, sightlines in towards elbow now, possibly.
There's that 0 point. Only spots banned.
Gonna suppress.
Gonna be a couple question marks here for T1. So Stacks goes back to see if he can support on the A side. That's where the spike is going. You already have a pinch from Showers as well. Prowler will chase through Sylvan. That's going to open up some of the sight lines. It's chase through with the Spectre. Guns sight opened up for Talon.
Beautiful movement with the blast packs, and with that Prowler as well, just not quite able to land any sky smokes even further. So now, despite the TP play from Izu, can he really break through into bats? Needs to find an opening shot, but he's getting wallbanged as well. Gets at least one with a nice little shot. Cruz comes in with the Spectre, just running and gunning it down. Meteor now trying to go back in from Dice to refill the site. Gets down Governor, so that's not too bad, but he's still got 3.
He's ready. You gotta make sure you respect Meteor. Yeah, Cruz recognizes that as well. You gotta play time here, but you also want to keep the weapons that you can. Defuse not quite going through. Primmy, he'll take that challenge, and now all down to Buzz. Finds a Spectre, sees if he can get anybody down. He'll take off the armor from Primmy, but round still in favor of Talon as he keeps 3 rifles: Bulldog, Vandal, and Guardian.
Yeah, still a big enough buy. They're going to be able to purchase up something, at least something a little bit more in the next couple of rounds. I mean, so much of this in the current round was just found because of the Spectres and the speed at which they were able to fill the sites. And T1, you know, they were trying to find those kills right with the Sheriffs, but not quite able to work off the information that they had fast enough.
See what the plan is here. I was wondering if we maybe see a Bucky buy up for Governor, something like that, just to try to get to map point. But Talon, they're going to choose to play it safer. They say, all right, we already have the lead. Just one more until map point. Let's see if there's a push out. If not, we work off of our playbook once again.
For now, trying to switch up the defensive setups with the sheer wall.
Oh, the Arcro's already taken out as well. That's so much pressure on A that they just can't rotate just yet. Lots of space taken on Hookah. So you see what Talon's trying to do. They're really, this is what they were so good at against G as well. So much early utility trying to be drawn out immediately before the 1 minute mark. And then they mask all information again. So T1, yeah, you have sightlines out of Showers, but that's really about it. You're not quite sure because you saw hits coming on both sides of the map. Now finally the 0 point. We'll notice that there's nobody on the B side, but it's already a hit coming onto the A side. Primmy trying to get close. Meteor will stay alive through the smoke.
Then continue to try to watch off in towards A short. They spot them out by the sheer wall, but Ben right off on top with the Ghost. Will be able to gun down Meteor. At least though, Buzz still being able to hold down Bats, and that gives him a good pivotal position to try to break in anyone who might be trying to continue pushing through from A short. Ban just trying to back off as much as possible now, but unbeknownst to him, Izu's right behind. Will be able to check and clear against him though. That could be a chance.
Yeah, he was ready for that, just trying to get whatever kills he can. Now going back towards A, hoping that T1 trusts that it's a full wraparound, but I love what T1 did here. Buzz pushes out just in case it's a wraparound back into A. And Ban, no wingman in hand, he's going to have to plan it himself if he wants to. No, he's just going to hunt for the kills and save over the Phantom. I love this choice from both sides, but T1, of course, securing the round for themselves.
Yeah, just working with whatever advantage that they have. So for T1, that would be numbers to secure the round win. Meanwhile, for Talon, you know, you've got the gun, you've got so many runs under your belt. Might as well play the long game at this point. You know, get whatever you can get, but at the same time, just you can see how, you know, despite Talon were able to work against that Vice utility, T1 still kind of working around the positions and the fundamentals of how they want to work around the site.
So something that Talon did well was, cleaning out the arc rows and trying to get through from a short, knowing that you can jump over those boxes, over that sheer wall. However, they didn't quite clear the Razor Vines, which is what really kept Governor on an island on the site for so long. This time already, though, sheer wall change up from Meteor. Meanwhile, it's a hit onto that B site. There goes the Thrash all the way into backside. The chase through Governor. They know they got the hit, and that's the site opened up. Izu has to back out and yield.
So fantastic, and because of that, 4 and 5 immediately. Barrier Mash out as well, but Steel Garden trying to break on through. If they can get through that Barrier Mash fast enough, but also Talon has gotten out of that range.
And look at Cruz, meanwhile. The main force just has to buy time. He's coming around all the way on the flank. The retake's very fast. They're already on site. Cruz, you gotta get here just a little bit faster. Sonic Sensors should buy just one more turn. Primy, but he's been suppressed. The Sonic Sensors not gonna go off just yet. There's the fragment. He has to peek out. He gets taken down. Cruz, he spots one. Can he make sure he gets both? And he lines them up for map point for Talon.
So sneaky right up from behind. Primy's sharp as well as ever. I mean, he was trying to tap away, but that just brought enough attention away from Cruz that he was then able to sneak up from behind, crouching in with that spray down as well. Perfect clutch, perfect round for Talon to reach map point.
There's something about Talon that you might think, the comps are so different each map or each game they play and things like that, but what we're noticing is really, especially on this bind as well, is that, okay, we pick a point, we pick a target, we take him down, and then we break things apart, especially because T1 is always going to start with this default spread. And so once we're able to get in, then we have post-plant, a lot of delay, once again, with things like the Barrier Mesh, the Seas, etc. So as long as we can get the plant, that's our mission. Governor goes in again, this time close range. Bam, there with a trade. Judge holding lamps. You've already got so much control. Sylvan wants to peek out, but doesn't find the time. Now he's just going to hide out. He's been surrounded on the side of Meteor, gets caught by the Annihilation. That's going to be all members down. Sylvan now all alone. Meteor is simply on the UI. That's all you can hope for. And that is the map showstopper indeed. Talon will take us to map 3.
Truly ending the show so fast, striking right back against T1. Talon with their own comp as well, so much of it complementing Governor, but also a lot of the individual performances from just Ban being able to work off of his teammates, swinging out round after round, being able to break apart T1 or not allow T1 to execute. It's just suffocating in how they're playing against them right now.
I mean, it's the same story for both teams, right? That first half, it's just so brutal. You have such a long way to go. You've been completely red in that first half. And sure, T1, yeah, we could argue they adjusted a bit more since they got 3 rounds instead of 2. But at the end of the day, the pistol going again in favor of Talon means that they have the breathing room to make sure they secure map 2.
And that's just a perfect way to really work around the entire map, the entire game as well. Just finding a lot of these moments where, even Cruz was able to sneak up from behind. So you're seeing a lot of how these compositions work out, and Governor looking a lot better on the duelist now, in fact, as well. I mean, so much of it, so many of these rounds on attack were just him blast backing into sight, working alongside Primy's GrabNet, or, sometimes the Thrash from Ban as well.
Yeah, I love that he's also a very good selfless entry, but on defense, he can wield that operator. He proved it in this map, racking up so many kills, starting from that early round buy. And so this time, Talon showcasing, as the Deskers said, that they might not be consistent, but their peaks are surely something you have to respect. And that means these two teams are tied 1-1 as we get ready for map 3 on Haven. But before we move on, we'll have the Desk talk about what exactly happened here on Bind.
I can tell you exactly what happened. They looked at the notes that you gave them, and it finally worked out. And it's been fantastic. 4-13, this is a completely different look now from both of these teams. T1 looked completely at a loss on how to tackle Talon, and Talon was just having a good old time. Good performances from every single player.
I usually wouldn't leak stuff from off camera, but Frost seemed very happy with how this veto went, and I think it was particularly confident on Bind, which from an outside perspective, when I'm looking at how good T1 has been on that map lately, I'm thinking you're a bit delusional, but they clearly showed it, and I can see why they're super comfortable playing a comp like this. It really reminds me of that Viper comp with the double init and the Raze, where you're playing the Brim and you're kind of sending it in. Adding the Deadlock instead of the Viper makes it even more difficult to attack into, and their defense was almost impenetrable. There's just so much oppressive utility, and T1 couldn't figure it out for such a long time, and even when they tried to make some adjustments, Talon was even one step ahead of that.
I mean, Talon have so much utility to work with in this comp, so they were able to kind of take space, they were able to give up the site and retake when they wanted to. They were able to take the fights to T1. It felt like they had so many options, such a deep playbook. It felt like the players really understood this comp. Shout out to Governor as well. We saw in that second half, it was an incredibly selfless entry. He goes in with the util, and they're trying to establish that post plant with this composition when we see things like the Deadlock and the Astra. That's always the goal. They were 4 for 4 on post plants, so perfectly executed game plan.
If you get into post, you're not getting retook against. You're seriously not with all that util.
Absolutely, and you know, with Governor flying in, it was, I think at that point, T1 was so shaken. He survived a lot of those entries anyway, so it was just fantastic all around from Talon, and those of you at home supporting Talon, I think they're very happy right now to, you know, this is the kind of performance we want to see out of them. Now, you know, they're surely prepping for map 3 at this point, which is Haven. I think this is going to be a really exciting way to end today's particular match now that we've seen, you know, really fantastic performances, the best yet, here in kickoff from either one of these squads.
Yeah, I think it's been inconsistent up and down, which is what we've gotten from almost every team in kickoff right now. Every team has amazing performances, every team has head scratches. There's no one that's consistent. Feels like the ceilings come down a little bit, the floors come up a little bit, and I think that a lot of teams, I mean, can really be taking it against other teams. Like, even if you saw Boom and Talon right now, I think that could be a close series, and some of the teams that have already been eliminated from the tournament could be close to some of these teams in the upper bracket. So
that's right. Now, I want you to break down, Pilski, a little bit about Talon's macro.
I mean, the macro was fantastic from multiple situations. I think this is a perfect example where they're giving T1 all of this A control with this comp, and then they're able to play such a util-heavy retake. This is a nightmare to attack into. You see, you allow T1 to actually get into the site. Once they do, you've got Jit Boys going through the Nebula. You've got Annihilation, multiple players wrapping back through U-Haul, and you allow T1 to get onto the site, but the site is all they have, and when they're just stuck in the site, you get a mosh into U-Haul, Dizzy up over the top, Prowler through the smokes, things like that. There's just so much util to stop them standing on the site. This is something that really impressed me as well. I'm not that much of a fan usually of these kind of active anti-ecos, but this anti-eco setup was really nice from Talon. Just one player on one side of the map relying on the center util, holding onto bathrooms. You can crunch through long B if you need to, and the rest of the team actively take B long and just let T1 go through hookah.
Yeah, very well thought out. This is another moment I wanted to highlight here as we see T1 take a timeout, so Talon respond on the defense by getting incredibly aggressive. When you're attacking and you take a timeout, you need to call adjustments, you need to make changes to your game plan. So we see Talon send it at them aggressively, and it's basically saying, whatever you're planning in this timeout, you're not doing it this round, buddy. Yeah. We're taking over.
The market crunch is so clean here. Rocket straight up short A with the players coming out hookah on the timing. They even had the little tiny adjustments as well, like one player was circle jumping for Governor to get onto the line with an op and things like that. Everything was just picture perfect from Talon this map, and it's a reason why, you know, you can question them sometimes when things don't click for them, but when you see maps like this, you really feel like there's no way they can't go to Bangkok.
Yeah. I'm very happy to see this kind of performance. We have had a lot of question marks since the offseason, heck, since last year, to be honest. Like, how is this team going to fit together? We've seen inconsistent performances from various of the players, but Ban, it was one of those players, and I'm really glad to see him back in his true form here. And we've seen some fantastic performances from Ben over the, especially last year, and to see him to come back into this, I'm glad to see his performance today. Governor as well, that we were talking about big time.
Ban's ceiling is so high, and we saw it in this map. Look at that, 4.8 KDA, that's not shabby. I'm very, very happy that I picked him for my team today. He's gonna do some big numbers for me. But this is what we spoke about before the map, where we felt like we needed to see Talon clicking on the heads. We needed to see them fight back, not just in the strategy broad sense, but in that dogfight in the server, and I felt like they really brought that in the second map. So Haven's going to be even more excited.
When they have a good read, it's very impressive to watch. Like, that's the main thing I want to highlight as well. Fracture, you got the adjustment straight through, coming through from T1, and it felt like Talon was a little bit behind the 8-ball, a little bit behind in terms of the prep, but T1 playing the same comp that's been successful for them on Bind, and another team has really figured them out.
And we were talking about momentum over we've had so many full 3 mappers here in Pacific, and right now Talon definitely has momentum. Even during that timeout, you could see the 2 coach cams, and Autumn, you know, Autumn is just getting in there and seeing whatever is happening there, but then you see Frost awaken He's really animated, almost looks a little angry when he's talking to his team. They're very different than map 1, where he just almost looks like, I give up. So they have full momentum right now.
I mean, if you were to tell me I'm playing in a series or I'm coaching a series and it's definitely going to go map 3, I would much rather win map 2 than map 1. Because you have that momentum, you have that, it's very easy to put map 1 out of your mind and you go, there we go, that's how we play, we're back. Everyone sits down ready for map 3, feeling very happy, very awake, feeling like, yeah, okay, we do have this. But if you win map 1 and then you lose map 2, it's easy to sort of go, oh no.
Yeah.
You might have thrown this a little bit.
Especially because we're going to be going into Haven, and T1 hasn't really shown much Haven, so I'm not sure, you know, how this is going to be testing on the stage.
I think both teams in a similar position where they played a little bit in the off-season, but they haven't played anything crazy. It's been pretty much metacomp from both of these teams. Maybe a change in duelists, whether you're playing Jet or Neon, maybe a change in Senti if you're playing Cypher or KJ. So we'll see if either one of these teams wants to comp swap in from the off-season, because a lot of teams have been bringing some spice, some new kind of flavors through into kickoff, and it's either been paying off or in some cases failing spectacularly.
Definitely. How are you guys feeling about this now?
I feel good about my prediction now. I feel like Talon is starting to show up a little bit. But yeah, I think the agent select will be an interesting point. I think if anyone's going to push the boat out, it's going to be Talon. But it's hard to know. I mean, I think like Gen.G made this Viper comp. You know, they're still, well, they didn't make it, but they've been sticking with it for a long time. So I'm curious to see if anyone else is going to pick that up, because they've been looking very strong on Haven. So there's a lot of different options, a lot of different ways you can take Haven these days. Even the most like standard meta default comp with that Brood Silver has wrinkles now. You can put in Vice, you can put in ATAU if you want. So there's a lot of ways to add that little bit of twist, and I think it makes for a very exciting map 3.
I hope we're going to see a little twist. I want to see the comps that make us, especially you guys as analysts, just go, wait a second.
I want to be forced to lean forward in my chair.
Yeah, you do.
Like this.
You're like
when I'm trying
restricted
to break it down.
by the wire there. And I think we are going to see a little bit of that, to be honest. Judging by how Talon's been playing things out, I would be very surprised to see the old meta comp coming out from them.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Like, we'll see what we're going to get. I don't know how crazy you can really get on Haven, right? Like, it feels like it's the one map in the pool that you might need to be a little bit more standard. I mean, we talked about the Viper comp being crazy, but that's only one agent change from Breach onto Viper, which is a bit stylistic change. T1, there you go. Yoru coming out for them, and ISO. So they're kind of playing that Fnatic-esque comp with the double duelist that, you know, you saw Durka and Alpha rolling with. Over on the side of Talon, though, a bit more standard from them.
Yeah, Talon have took it in a very chill direction. They've made me look stupid for saying they might be the ones that get
Meteor, ISO, Izu, Cypher. I would have thought 100% the other way around. Meteor's gone, I'm going to carry this game. I'm going to take aim duels. I am him. I was one of the best players last year. I'm winning us this series.
Well, you just saw their war cry. I heard it through our headphones just now, and I was wondering what that sound was, and I think it was T1. I've never seen any of the Korean teams start off a map with a war cry. So this is T1. This is the team full of Korean veterans, and they're going to be facing against Thailand's last hope of Talon. This is the last map of this series. We're going to find out who's going to be joining the top 4 next weekend. Let's send this back to our casters, Trobra and Quack.
Meteor's ISO debut. We got to think back. Last year on Gen.G, when push comes to shove, Meteor hops onto that jet, they run the double duelist, and Meteor starts to remind everyone that he was a prime duelist, and this time it's all about the aim as he gets supported by Buzz's Yoru.
I mean, he is him. It really could happen that way as T1 start things out on the attack, already fanning out a little bit across grass.
And, just full mid-control. Buzz opening things off with a nice clean kill against Governor. Draws out the fault line as well, so that's tons of delay used up, a lot of util taken out from Talon, and a lot of space gained by pushing through a short on that timing. Stacks with a nice read, playing that Sova himself. And meanwhile, Izu just going to be supporting on that Cypher, as the desk mentioned.
Primi is on the duelist now, though, so maybe looking for a way to flip things around as he continues to swing and peek out against Stacks. Oh, managing to track him midair as well. Still, though, T1 are able to flood the sites now inside of the smoke, but not quite able to deal with a double peek out with Jit Boys. And Primi now continuing to peek out. Another player down, and that's going to be just Izu left alive. Not quite able to deal with the final 3, and Talon picks up the pistol.
A great choice. Primi going out to make sure he takes down the Silva, recognizing that there's nobody peeking him off of the drone, so it's a solo drone out. You hear footsteps coming from main, and then using their own smoke, backup already there. 2 members filling the site, so even though they were down in actual numbers, they were able to get ready, and a big part of why they were able to do so is because Band's on the other side. He's already pushed out C main, and he says, guys, it has to be A. Keep your eyes on A. If it's not B, it's gonna be A, and they're ready for it. And there you go. You see the energy coming up from Cruz. He loves it. He got the read on that.
Yeah, just starting things out with this a really successful pistol round again, right? Still, though, T1 continuing to kind of walk their way through. There's a judge on the other end, but still, the shield saves Meteor. He takes down Jitboy. Span coming back in to try to reaggress, but T1 breaks it apart.
And we like to joke about the judge making everything fair, but then the shield comes out and negates, and Premi holding backside. It's going to be a double peek. He's still staying alive at the backup. Once again, Cruz is keeping his boy alive.
So much, so many rounds. I mean, it's just 2 right now, but Cruz really fired up to keep Talon in, and also a little bit closer towards that Masters Bangkok ticket. T1, I mean, they've managed to break things apart a little bit now, but still, you got to think about how the rounds can continue to play out now that you've seen some of the setups and some of the individual potentials that Talon has.
Now that's something we'll have to keep an eye on though, right? With the ISO, you can't just forcefully try to push through Garage. You can't just rely on, you know, tricky setups with a Judge or a Bucky in that part of the map if you're Talon, so we'll see how they continue to keep that in mind. But now, a buy round coming in from T1.
With that buy round, making a decision to go in with pressuring in towards the A site, A long, namely, so it forces the Governor all the way towards the back.
Such a good read, though. This is where this ISO Yoru is very strong, is going to be a main control, and then you can start to rotate elsewhere.
But Cruz...
Exactly. He gets that read. He pushes out from mid, and now you've already cut up the map. Backup already arrived. Somebody already in that smoke on site. And now you're just trapped in. You still got Cypher Util to watch that C side as well.
That is damn quick. Well, they still do have the option to possibly rotate back around if they can take down Cruz, but they don't know that. So straight into the A site they go. Gate crash towards the back. Smoke's already out. McGovernor is prepared. So counter recon goes out. The site smoke inside of it as well. In with the Outlaw, but no shots found. Meteor able to slay them apart. Here comes the Judge, though, and Sylvan managing to take down Governor.
Jitboys is a little too low. He's going to get spammed out no matter which way he peeks out. And Izu getting that kill on the flank as well. Very, very big for T1 as they are able to secure a quite safe buy round for themselves.
All right, just managing to kind of break apart the entire side. Of course, with Meteor leading with charge, he has that shield and it's finding a lot of that value. But at the same time, just executing together, there's a lot of coordination in that where they were able to get Buzz towards the back lines.
All right, production has just notified me that we may have another curse coming our way because we've had quite a few players getting near their 1000th kill this kickoff, and then as soon as they get close, they stop getting kills. Stacks is 7 away, and so far he has 0, so we'll see if he's able to fill that mark up here at VCT Pacific during this match. But of course, more important is, can you win this? Get one step closer to Masters Bangkok.
That's the grand prize right now. T1 already noting quite a bit of utility, so back in towards Garage they go. Starting things off with the clone, so that's been noted. Now they're able to find that space back in towards C site.
And is spotted, but Jitboys is here for the backup as well. There comes the contingency. There's the paranoia as well. Stacks picks up a kill from long range. Now backside, you are cornered, Jitboys. Nowhere to go. They've got all angles covered. It's an absolute swarm and a flood in from T1. And I love that they use the decoy first. That way you keep the shield alive. Then the contingency as well. So you keep having to respect the ISO.
Yeah, you really start to see some of their game plans now with this composition, right? Being able to take Garage this effectively, you know, you gotta love it. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and T1 is doing exactly just that right now. First of all, you take Garage, and then the way they push out a Garage with the contingency shield from Meteor allows them to swing around the back of the site, or even to find that angle against Logs where they took down Jitboys.
And now it's just going to be a save coming in from Talon. And now you have both ultimates on the duelists of T1. So if they wanted, they could pressure C-side again. Take that Cypher out of commission if it still goes for the default. And then you flood in. Even if Meteor, by some chance, loses that duel, you're still able to take that site.
And this is where T1 really gets to build up their bank, if you will. I mean, just having those ultimates in their bags, you know, really gives them so much value. At the same time, still, or even without those ultimates, they're able to find little bits of space, and that's what they're doing right now. So you got to imagine Talon trying to work their way across the map this time with their setups to find different ways to really block T1 off.
See if it's going to be that ult slam coming in from T1. Eyes trained onto A once again, and Talon, they want to try to get ahead of things. It's going to be a push out of C main. So in case it is a push out with something like the ultimate, they'll be ready for it. They'll be ready to crowd over. And Buzz just going to start going through and clearing everything out with a very forward gate crash. He's got a backup as well. Clears out each pocket, and that should be site secured for T1.
As much as possible, right? Still holding on to those flashes, the blind sides at the same time, just for the post plant. Now it's going to be Izu hearing a lot of these footsteps, the stampede coming through, and he puts himself into position. Meteor on the other side holding the crossfire, holding a lot of these sight lines, but Izu's the first one that falls. Off to the next, the fault line comes through. Meteor tries to stay alive with the shield, but not quite enough. Governor manages to break through the opening lines.
Oh, Buzz not quite able to secure the kill either. Primi is buying so much space for Talon. The real question is, can Ban find an opening to get onto the site? Sylvan holds a nice angle. Buzz swings off of it. Jip Boy's good for one. A 2v2, but the weapon's just not quite there. A valiant attempt from Talon, but T1 will hold on.
Yeah, really close to at least, you know, still being able to take a couple of these T1 players down. They retrieve some of these rifles, almost close to it. But that said, yes, still T1 having the positions, being able to flood and push all the way through past like defender spawn, or even just knowing where Talon would be approaching from, just gives them a little bit more in this fight.
So they did have good backup for each other to really set up those rifles, but Sax just saying, don't worry, you know, I got you. So trying to keep the morale up here for T1 as they lead 3-2. And now Operator online for Primi. That's going to be the big one. And look at that aggressive position outside of Garage that he's taken.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of information already, but at the same time, in again with the gate crash in towards A long, and that's been noted by Talon. So smoke's out, and people are starting to rotate on over to A.
They can do this because of that Operator. You still have trips to make sure you delay on C, hold on to that back sight, and then you're watching mid with that Operator. And now with no information, you imagine it's going to be that hit. You start to back up just in case. Fault line at the ready. That's one piece of delay. That's the decoy. And there comes the ISO ultimate. It's a duel between Governor. Meanwhile, Buzz already clears out the site. Meteor wins that duel as well, and that is side wide open. But Jet Boys tries to find a timing with it from the shadows. I love the attempt, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, you gotta love that. If he had found it, that would have been so big. But unfortunately, T1 was just so ready for it. You know, at the same time, Cruz was noting Buzz's gate crash, but somehow still with the flashes, Buzz was able to take down Cruz. Meteor with the ISO ult as well. Just so much of it with T1, just giving a lot of pressure to the A site, where even though Talon had the right setups, even though they had Primi with that Operator, the three players on the A site itself couldn't quite fend off the entire force, overwhelming force of T1.
Yeah, it's a neat idea. The From the Shadows for the kill contract, but just one too many targets in sight. And Meteor, a great swivel around after Stax gets taken down. So eventually it will just be T1 with 4 members alive. The Operator being saved over, and this should let them know that it's going to be carried over, that the Operator was purchased in this round, and that it's going to be something they need to look out for, because they didn't run into it here on A main, but you didn't run into Cypher setups either. So you have to start thinking, okay, where was the Operator posted this previous round, and now will it come to meet us in A main, because we keep pushing so hard.
Yeah, without a doubt, possibly, you know, maybe a bit of a slower round for T1 right now, or just trying to retrieve as much information as possible as to where Primi might set himself up, because right now him on that duelist role, you know, you gotta imagine a little bit hinges on him as well. So earlier on was Garage. Now he's going to position himself closer towards the C side, thinking that we've, you know, T1 has hit A so many rounds now. Maybe this time it's
right, because it was like, okay, it's not A, and C presumably might have been that Cypher. Meanwhile, it's going to be that Cypher set up on A, so you do have Primi pushing out, which is what you need, because otherwise he would have been stranded on the site. So it's a great call from Talon to say, if we don't see them pushing with util immediately, if we actually hear info elsewhere, Primi, you have to delete this entire side of the map so you can stay safe. And now it's all up to that A site. Can Ban stay alive long enough?
Yeah, he does have all of his traps online. He has the additional smoke from Jit Boys as well. But now the other problem is Garage is left open, and Izu is starting to note that might be able to find a way in through the C site because of this little gap. Meanwhile, the rest of the T1 team just hold up outside of A long.
But Talon does have their backs covered. Like, they're aware, okay, we left mid open, it could be a lurk onto B, but the real question is does Primi know this? Are they communicating that Primi has to watch out for the C site? Because that might be where things break down. If Primi's not watching for it, Izu, they just barely cross around each other. They have no idea. T1's not taking any chances, though. So they are wary of the fact. Oh, they're very wary of the fact. They're going to smoke it off, and then it's going to be a paranoia out. They just haven't found the op yet. They are so on top of things, and Izu closes off against the Rolling Thunder. That's going to be a shutdown. Primi, knives out. Meteor gets a kill on the flank. Primi has to get so much. He lands the shot onto the spike. Gets two, ready for the third. And welcome back to the duelist role. Primi, can he shut things down? Sees the shield. Doesn't want to greet it. Knows that it's a risk. Takes down the shield from long range. His teammate's too far away. He finds his targets, but doesn't have enough blades. Op out, stays alive, 2v1, dashes over, trying to close the distance, doesn't quite get it. 78, Ban, he's arrived just in time. He needs to win this duel. There's a flash, it's full, and Boz will clutch up against 2 of Talon.
Are you kidding me? What is this round? Insane efforts from Primi back on the duelist role, but down to it all, it's Buzz who closes things out. Unbelievable. I mean, off towards the shorty, but Buzz was still able to collect himself, calm down his nerves enough to take down Primi, and then to send out that flash against the final player. You talked about the movements across the map, and T1 played that to perfection. So safe, so careful. You know, Izu dodging that Rolling Thunder, but at the same time, the final clutch moments where Primi was almost able to close it out, but Buzz denies it all outright.
Man, you have to wonder if was there a way for Primi to try to stay alive, try to make that 2v1. But in the heat of things, you know, he chooses, I'm going to try to close the gap. I've got a shorty in hand, and if anything, I'll get damage done. But alas, Ban actually arrives just in time, can't quite land the shot. And they weren't able to keep track of the flashes left on Buzz. And amidst the chaos, it's going to be T1 that continues to lead 5-2. The atmosphere, very different. Both sides tense, but a little bit more calmness on T1. Just gathering their breath, making sure that they can try to stay ahead. Meanwhile, we saw Jovi once again sharing everything on his mind, making sure that the Talon players on stage are ready and armed for the rest of this half.
Right? Both teams fired up. Both teams are hungry, but right now with the current score, Talon are the ones feeling the heat. So of course, trying to cook something up of their own to cool T1 off, trying to continue controlling the map by swapping around their setups. It's going to be down to Ban on towards the seaside this time.
So you've got, look at the trap wires as well, making sure you can catch the Euro if it goes all the way to the back of sight, but it's going to be decoy first. Again, the whole idea is let's just make sure we keep the ISO alive. Let's set everything up for him. And the Yoru, maybe now and then with the ultimate, he'll try to create some space, but otherwise he's really there for the flashes. There's the fault line to try to buy time for that Hunter's Fury, but it's not quite going to land. He tags onto Buzz, and you recognize it's the Yoru. Bad takes a lot of hits, but he'll survive for now with 6 HP.
Yeah, it's so good, and great post-plant positions being held by T1 right now as well, right? Izu marking the back. You've got Meteor with the possible kill contract as well, but Ban just coming back in, takes down Buzz. So now a lot of T1 players stuck towards the site.
Yeah, T1 might have to consider pushing out, but right now, they know that they have that tripwire watching their back. They try to take a timing, but Governor's ready for it. So now the pinch comes onto the site. Izu and Meteor both getting one each. 2v3. Health solo, but Izu now trying to stay ahead of these. Meteor with a nice little jiggle, finds that 1v1. Going to go for the duel, and this gives time for Izu to just back away from the site. If they don't get the kill, Meteor's gonna come back. They're ready for it. They know that Ban is there. He's been tagged. He's low. The call has come through, and Ban lands the shot, but just not in time. Has to exit and yield the round over.
And once again, a round for T1, just playing the macro game, playing a lot of these individual moments and fights as well. I mean, Meteor, insanely sharp movements just around the boxes on the site itself. The way that he swung out, got that one tap, sent out the kill contract, calm with his aim. Ban, you know, he was down low HP, still managing to find that final frag as well, but down to it all, because of all these efforts out from T1, being able to break down the site, it's just not quite able to eke out the round again. You see those kills, those individual fiery power from Talon, but it's not quite enough to carry them across the line.
Yeah, and it's just such good usage of that ISO ultimate as well. It buys so much time, because then you still have to wonder, where is Izu, right? Am I waiting for a 1v1 or a 1v2? And you just can't get that defuse ban. Good for one. Now, once again, 9 HP. This guy just has to survive so many rounds and so little HP. There's just no way out of there. And now the site opened up once more. You don't have great weaponry. You gotta wait for Primi. You have to wait for your Vandal. Cruz just takes a couple pot shots.
All right, and Jit Boy starting to initiate that flank. Well, at least allow Primi a little bit more space as well. And once again, it's another round where T1 just breaks apart the entire site because of Meteor on that double tap shield that the ISO provides. Still though, now noting that there are players inside of Garage, possibly the flank as well, Izu turns back around to check.
Yeah, that trip being broken. So that's really just draw some people out. It's really trying to set up Primi, but he just gets gunned down by Stacks. 2 on the board in this round, inching towards that 1000th kill. And that's going to be the call for Cruz to say, I just got to see if I can get some kills elsewhere, but he's been spotted. They're coming for him. Stacks needs just one more, and he will get it. 3 on the board, 1, and now he completes his Hunter's Fury as well.
Yeah, no shot, no chance for Talon back there, but there it is with the Hunter's Fury, possible 1000th kill record as well. There's so much right that's going in for T1 right now that you gotta imagine some of the future rounds. Talon, they really need to try and slow things down. The C site holds, or even just working against Meteor's ISO is quite tricky right now.
Oh, they're talking about their ults. Okay, they've got their ultimates to try to tie things together. Of course, your ult with the Hunter's Fury. A very well-known combo, and it looks like it's going to be the same plan. Gate crash through, then you put on the mask, go through the dimensions, try to open up some more space. Primi, oh, he's been spotted. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Primi gets Meteor and miss all of that. Stacks, meanwhile, gets his 1000th kill with the Hunter's Fury, and that's going to be a main opened up site, relatively empty as well. T1 starting to march through. Cruz, oh, if he had gotten that 1v1, maybe there was a chance, but now it might just be the round given over again.
Yeah, he was trying to get ahead of it. He was trying to fill out the site to at least hold off as much as possible, find one kill in the back off or something, even out the odds, right? But Buzz is just so ready for it. Down with that Hunter's Fury play as well, and T1 already has the round pretty much in their bags. It's 2 on 4, but Talon's still trying. A cage in front of their faces, and they're just gonna make a little bit of noise.
I mean, they would love to try to get the round no matter what it takes, but look at the positions. Buzz hiding out in the smoke, making sure he's not spotted up top. Jit Boys gets a cheeky kill, trying to even things, but Stacks evens it right back. Now a 1v3, surely impossible. Jit Boys wants to fight them, but they will not give him that timing, and he will have to turn tail, back out, get whatever kills he can. No, he's just gonna give it over to Stacks as well. A triple for the captain of T1.
Ah, no joy found for Talon. It's 8-2 right now, Chobra. 8 rounds straight for T1, just because of how much they're able to abuse the ISO shield, abuse the ultimates that they've kind of collected up. So many of these rounds where they're able to cycle all of these plays and work their way across the map with so much of it going through. Talon just not quite able to stall and hold them off.
I mean, this is looking like a little deja vu from map 1. Map 2, Talon answered back individually. They were fragging across the board. The ping's coming out to mark that tripwire, so Talon, they're aware that's going to be heavier towards that C side. Cruz making sure that there's no rotate coming through just yet. Talon, do they break out of this? Just try to force T1 into a rush. They do. They're going to break it, and T1, they turn their eyes and say, okay, all right, you want to chase us? Let's see if we can fight. No sign just yet. Izu going to be the eyes and ears for T1.
And already such a capable flex player as well for the team. Izu on so many different roles right now, so patient towards the back lines. Meanwhile, the rest of the team backing towards the C site. Flashes out, but Jit Boys manages to stall and hold them off this time. The smokes, the flashes, and pushing T1 off.
Stacks, meanwhile, going to clean up Primi, though. Governor, are they aware of the double? They're cautious, but they're marching through, and they just swing right by. Governor can't make up his mind. Buzz is going to clear the way as Sylvan jumps forward through the shadows, from the shadows onto the site, and that will be the plan on the A site.
Oh, not quite aware for Cruz, though. There's going to be the opening shot now, maybe a chance at working way across. He is still quite aware of a possible gate crash, though. Always looking out for Buzz. Buzz just creeps right around the boxes, gets the first one, but Jit Boys makes it a quick trade. Now trying to hold inside of the smokes. Stacks and Izu off towards both opposite angles and trying to continue and pull that pressure away.
T1 knows that they're not quite on the spike yet, and Talon knows they have to push out. Jit Boys, once again, running out of time. The camp spots him. He needs to get the kill. Can he jump forward? And he should be good in time. Jit Boys will be securing a 3rd round for Talon in the half.
Just being able to work alongside each other inside of the smokes, calm and collected, marking and noting T1's positioning. Jit Boys with that final TP play to get in within range of the spike as well. I mean, just being able to push and pull across the map this time, but T1 with a quick rotation, you know, this Cruz, it was really just Cruz being able to take down that first player against Sylvan.
Yeah, be making sure that he holds on to back sight, right? Gets the flash out as well to buy a bit more time and sets things up. If they can get to 4, it's doable for Talon. It's not that bad considering that it's going to be here on Haven with the attacking side having a bit more to work with the 3 sites. Another push out of A main. T1 reads this. Cam broken immediately. Now T1 trapped outside in the courtyard. Not much more information. They're wary of the push out from A, but they don't see much more. And look at Talon's movement. So they take this chance to push out of C. This way, if need be, A main, they could retreat. See the drone? You can clear it out. All right, they're going to set it up for it. But, I mean, you broke the cam earlier, so surely T1 is wary of Primi. He gets one. He wants to continue fighting. He wants to be the barrier. There are the knives, close range. How does he stay alive amidst all of that? Still gets one, almost gets another. But Governor, meanwhile, with a great backup from long range, and Sylvan all alone with only 54 HP. 1v4, knows the Cypher is nearby, but has no clue about anybody else. And Ban will wrap things up, evening things as much as possible at a 4-8 scoreline.
Close to it, but still managing to keep themselves in the rounds. I mean, first it might have been, you know, a little bit of that pressure breaking off the cameras, but at the same time, because of these 2 players, Primi alongside Governor, just being able to work in towards it. I mean, Primi is just so crispy with how he's able to move around that, but that just bought enough time for the rest of the team to wrap back around.
It almost feels like his movement was sandbagged the first 2 maps, and now he's just free to fly around. Looks so smooth, as you said, just floating through, making sure he dodges everything. Teammate utility, opponent utility, it doesn't matter. A couple of those rounds, we saw just how much time and space he was able to buy as that Jet. But is it going to be enough? Especially now going on to that attacking side. He's going to have to do a lot more of that, and he's going to have to do it proactively. This is going to be a very, very true test for Primi if he wants to continue to return as that primary duelist. Maybe he can unlock that feeling within him and say, go back to Frost and say, you know what? I felt it today on stage. I want to be that duelist again.
Yeah, he really could be the one to carry Talon back up on his shoulders. However, on the other side, we've seen what this T1 composition can do. The Yoru, the ISO, I mean, especially with Meteor back on the duelist as well. He's found quite a bit with the kill contract, the ISO ultimate. He could definitely do it again. And right now, with that T1 scoreline, you know, so close to it, you gotta imagine just how much Talon are feeling in their hearts at the same time.
See what T1's plans are. A lot of times that we've seen this, especially, you know, coming out from Fnatic for the most part on the international stages last year. You know, it's going to be a lot of that A main presence, and then the TP out from the Yoru, clear out space in garage again. You know, lots of very, very flexible movement of early undercut to make sure that you take space on A main here from T1. Looks like a shock dart maybe used as well.
Okay, but not much found towards A main at least. Trying to get the peek outs against C long though, noting 3 players already smoking a lot of it off.
Yeah, so backside is smoked off by the defenders. Talon not quite sure because the recon had been sent out a lot earlier. But look at this lurk from Jip Boys. He's waiting for it, but there's a 3-man push coming out from B as well. It's going to be a faraway shot from Ban that just forces him back in. Jip Boys trying to find a timing. Meteor, meanwhile, very quick on the push in. And Jip Boys just can't get that kill against Izu. And this should be a very easy flood back into the site. Spike now being transported over to A, but you just don't have numbers. Ban has to go huge here in mid.
Yeah, might have the positioning, but it's so many targets on the other end. Cruz just racing across to the A side to get the spike down, and Ban trying to stay concealed enough to at least find, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 players to make things a little bit easier for Cruz.
T1 was staying grouped, but now they've separated. Ban can start to find these 1v1s. Izu is low. Oh, he's just unaware! And Izu's able to spam down on the headshots. Cruz gets one, but already chip damage. You do have a flash. You do have that vault line. Cruz, can he find the time? He gets pinged, and that's going to be right through the wall from Buzz.
Pinged at the last second, too. I thought he might have gotten away from it, but then Buzz just quickly coming back in for those final shots with the wallbang so quick. I mean, just the entire round broken apart because that tiny little movement from T1 around the C side, being able to read it, being able to play around it, but also a little bit unfortunate for Jit Boys inside a garage. We want to have him there. You gotta imagine, like, there's a little bit of nerves coming through at the same time, but just, maybe a little bit of a tiny movement from Izu, and it just kind of throws off his crosshair, Jit Boys' crosshair. Really unfortunate for him to lose piss around this way, but it does give so much to T1 right now.
Yeah, a huge boost to T1, especially coming off that first half with 8 rounds in a row. You can see it on there on the scoreboard. 41 timeout use from Talon as well. Outlaw in the hands of Buzz. Well, a Vandal for Meteor. They really want him to be able to fire, and also Stinger and the Marshall. Nice headshot, crisp onto Silva. They push through. They don't quite spot Izu, but they stay alive. That support mark. Meteor comes in the shield, not quite trying to get time, and the Stingers just overflood the site, and Talon will be able to plant the spot.
Alright, the unexpected force by Talon trying to mount that resurgence back into the map and quickly surrounding the site. They have the positions, they have the cage, they picked up those weapons, and they're trying to carry them forward into future rounds. Buzz, though, still trying to find what he can with this outlaw. Pushes out, managed to take down Dan. Cruz then, though, takes down Stats, and once again, it's all down to Buzz, who cannot quite make it across with that Bulldog, and Talon will pick up the round.
Huge round win here from Talon. They're on their eco, the force by really working trades. Now, some people were wondering, why don't other regions buy more Stingers? Well, Talon's here to try to bring it to popularity in Pacific. We've seen it already twice today. They've used it quite a few other maps as well. And just look at how much force it brings, especially when you're already on the site. That range not really meaning much. And then the weapon upgrades as well.
Yeah, you can kind of understand why as well, right? Trying to pick up that pace, throw T1 off their scent, and close in the distance as they push across the side. Next round, though, coming up, because of their full buys now, looking a lot more comfortable and confident as they head down across B in towards the site.
So they try to negate some of T1's use early on with the flash and their own recon. Force them back so they have to use a lot more. Meanwhile, just trying to bait out whatever they can here from B. Little bit of a float up, but it's gonna be alright as Talon able to just march towards the site. Already there is Buzz, but it's a quick trade. Now two members still trying to hold on to backside. Talon spread out all across. Still watching the flank, but you're starting to pick apart on C-side. You gotta make your mind. Jit Boys has a spike. He's stranded. He needs cover. He needs help. He's not gonna be able to win the fight. Governor gets the trade and ban. Eventually stabilizes for Talon.
Oh, it came down close. You started to feel nervous for Jit Boys for sure. I mean, he's just trying to find a way out of the side, trying to find himself, a bit of a secure spot to go into. But every area was still marked by T1, despite just them being on pistols. They were able to rob quite the number of guns away, because the economy is going to be flipped around. Still the round being picked up by Talon. It's a little bit of reset for both sides. I don't know if I've ever seen Autumn that upset.
I mean, you thought you were getting close to having a chance, but now, alright, they do have a chance. That operator now in the hands of Buzz with that regen armor. So they're really investing everything they got. It's a quick wraparound. You see the drone. They want to make sure it's a quick pop out, a surprise op-shot here from Buzz. The flash just in time. Can't quite get the information. Meanwhile, look at where Primmy is. Already planted into the cubby. That smoke making it seem like they're trying to mask more information, and Primmy just trying to keep them at bay, and that's gonna leave Stacks all alone. Does a quick second ban! You haven't cleared the side! Okay, he does! In a twist of fate, he's gonna actually win the fight, and for sure keep that site under control for Talon.
Almost biffing it, but thankfully able to land that flick, and because of that, Talon has the site and the post-plant position. It's gonna take a little bit of time for T1 to really get within range, and that could be the biggest factor in this retake. T1 now, although three players are close enough, it starts off with Meteor. Now slowed down by the fault line, that just takes further time away.
Yeah, and the shield's gonna be running out soon enough, but he's gonna get the refresh. Cruz kinda gets him away in. Paranoia to make room once again, counter Paranoia to make sure they shut down the ISO. He's gone, and that should be the retake shut down. And I was going to mention this T1 composition. You've got so many old core Vision Strikers and DRX members, but this comp, it's not really about the fancy retakes, especially if you don't have the Sova, right? It's really just about, okay, we're going to push through with the ISO like we did on the attack, try to get those pigs and get in. So if you give up too much space, especially if one member holds an operator, things are going to start to look a little dicey.
And that that really was the key for Talon in this round. I mean, with the way they were able to kind of pull and push across the map, right? A little bit of pressure on towards C with that smoke and Primi as well. But then, you know, that does leave Ben, leaves actually Stacks all the way alone on the A side. I think Ben was actually the one who was close enough to hear that gate crash away from Buzz in towards the C side, and that's why the rotation from Ben pulled across over.
So that round alone, showcasing Talon's understanding of how this Yoru wants to play, especially if there's an op in sight, right? We push and pull. We put pressure here. Do we hear any Yoru being used on the other side? Do we hear them maybe trying to push out? And that way we can get information. Is the undercut being used on A, or is it going to be the Yoru? Is it an op shot? And then they start to push pressure on the other side. So it calls for a timeout from T1 as they review everything that's happened in the past couple rounds. Carpe there in the coaching booth alongside Autumn. Meanwhile, it's going to be Jovi once again, sharing everything they've noted down the previous couple rounds. Talon tries to catch up 2 points apart. Anybody's game so far.
Yeah, still really close, right? Also catching a little glimpse of that 100-page report on Frost's stats right there. But at the same time, yes, 2 rounds away from possibly, you know, really tying things up and turning the game around, because there is still a chance for T1 to get knocked down into the lower bracket right now, especially with Talon starting things off this hot in the second half.
And we're seeing lots of pings from T1 over by the A side. Not that you're still got the ISO Silva as well, the undercut and the shock dart, making sure that they have lobby control. The op peeks out. Talon, they're waiting for it. Is an aggressive push out of garage. If it's not, the op surely on either side of this map.
We're now not hearing anything though. Buzz continues to hold his angle meanwhile. Ban already snuck into its weak hubby, which is a really advantageous angle.
So normally the Yoru would be the one to go for those fast rotates, but T1, they switch things up this time. They're just going to make sure that the gate crash used up. He still has an exit with that second one. Everyone else already shifting their weight. They trust in that operator. It has to be fired off to make sure that he's not getting caught off guard. And he's now going to have to relocate on teammate. You know the op is on that A side. And Talon still masking all information. T1 is blind on this side of the map. Smoke finally giving them an inkling. This should be trip broken fault line set, and it's going to be full charge onto the site. Can he stay alive? That's a good kill contract to break apart the entry.
Oh, there it is. Gets that one-on-one against
Cruz. Sylvan with the flash delete as much as possible as well. Talon tries to push past the smokes, but Meteor continues to try and hold Sylvan onto the other side of the smoke as well.
Izu comes back into support, managing to take down the Talon players. That's going to be Governor down. Ben out from the back, managed to look all the way through B, but it's a 1-on-2. Takes down Izu with a bit of a crowd spray, but the spike is down C-Long. Buzz. 1v1. Not a lot of time for Ben. He's trying to go in for the fight. Needing to get the kill, but Buzz with the op shuts it down. It's T1 picking up the round. Oh, and Ben, you know, he took every page out of the book. He went for that jump peek. He showed his gun barrel. No shots. He tries to go for a wide peek. But Buzz is good for that shot, and it all starts with that kill contract. Just cuts off Cruz's support, and then they're stranded. They can't quite clear backside. Primi knows he has to start pushing out. Tries to get closer with the cloud, but Meteor's ahead of it. He's actually just holding down as a fortress in the back of the site. And even though Van won that lurk, it doesn't matter when your entire team has been picked to pieces. That operator is still continuing now. Sure, the econ not great over on the side of T1, half armors. But if the op can still find these shots, that's all they'll need. Try to wrap up this match, 2-1 scoreline. Oh, Buzz actually starting to push out a little bit more to find an aggressive angle, but Talon trying to create more pressure into B as well as Garage.
Yeah, so trying to bait them in, but they're not even going to try to bite. So two members still stuck in garage waiting to see if there's a re-clear. Surely a rotate happens on a time, and there it is. T1 starting to spread back apart using that drone. Doesn't look like it's going to check for Ban. So Ban has a timing. Try to creep back through. Oh, the dimensional drift just for the info. You love to see it. Crash still available as well to get back into sight. He knows exactly how many. Notices it's not going to be Ban there. Now he knows exactly where Ban is. Support don't even know. Buzz actually just comes out of the ultimate. It gets shut down. Ban now holds control in the middle of the map.
A little bit of an timing for Buzz, and there it is, man, with the swing out against Stacks. That's more numbers being thinned away from the T1 forces, and Talon will be able to flood in towards the C-side. It's just Sylvan here, hiding inside of the smoke, trying to find this opportunity. Primi has kind of gotten ahead of him, but Sylvan sneaks off to the other side. Looks for the timing to find a couple multi-kills now, two going back into it, third! Sylvan still alive! Unfortunately, his teammate's down, Shitboy swings out the left, and that's gonna be Sylvan's gunned down! Talon fights the claws back!
What a choice from Sylvan, though, because we've seen it in some other matches in the Pacific. You stand that smoke alone, you are dead. There's nothing you can do. So he just chooses to find the timing out as he hears all that utility spent all around him, and he's able to hide away. It's a nice attempt, but this is just man holding true in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, he's getting shut down as he tries to jump out of his own ultimate. Bit of a misfortune here for T1, as this was still another heavy investment round.
He did have the right read, though, with the timing of it, sending through that dimensional drift to spot out all the Team Talon players. So maybe informing a little bit of Talon's game plan for the future rounds now, as he keeps himself positioned towards B, right? Trying to note if Bad is trying to get himself into that deep lurk. But right now, Talon, up against the Eco, they're playing really conservative.
Yeah, so Talon, they go for the triple peek, and then check if anyone's pushed out or into Cubby as well. Once the defensive smoke comes out, you know, okay, T1's blind on this side of the map, now we can work the other. Now they start to pressure on the A side, and T1 will start to have to slowly inch backwards as he goes for these rotates, unless they take a risk. We'll see if maybe the 2-3 members on the left side of the map start to push out on any time.
Yeah, and it's up to T1 to really adjust, because we're starting to see Stacks again alone on towards the A site. But okay, Buzz, back into the off angle.
The wave will be able to land the shot, and he gets out as well. Meteor, quickly refills the middle of the site. So that's going to be B-site under control. So from the shadows being used by Shitboy, this is a very impressive move. As if he gets taken down, that's a weapon given over Stacks. Now on the site, it's a clean shot. Can he get two? Eventually gets taken down by Governor.
Spike's still not planted, but it is a 2v4. Numbers not in favor of Talon from the shadows, just try to buy time. It takes him off the plant. Primi gets spotted. Doesn't quite see the headline over by the window. Now they're going to be where if a gate crash comes down, do they get faked out by Governor? Wants to get ahead of me, wants to get out of the flash, but he already doesn't have much to the Primi against the world, and it's just too much to bear.
Starting things off with a bit of an eco, but T1 managed to complete it, completing the thrifty 11-8 against Talon. Just finding those movements. Stacks with the kill to delay and hold off the A side, even though it was just one, but enough time. Buzz with the Vandal pickup as well, just with the off angle, this time noting a lot of Van's movements across the map. Just so much of the reads coming up on T1 right now. Yeah, and just teamwork as well. Making sure now they're starting to get the read on that lurk. They know that Van has really been hitting that B-site non-stop. And it's going to be Frost and Jovi, the coaches of Talon, calling a timeout before it gets too late. 3 points apart. T1 two steps away from getting to the upper finals, where you will only have one more best of three before you qualify for Masters Bangkok. Only one more best of three. That's what it means for T1. Talon really trying to turn things around. You can see how much Frost is really trying to get involved with this, because the current game plan is being read by T1 and off around like that. Economy reset as well. T1 being able to buy back up. It's just a little bit dreadful. They're gonna have to change things up a little bit. You know, they've managed to kind of suss out a lot of Buzz's early movements, maybe a little bit of Stacks as well. But if they're then able to find some kind of pinch or rush play, they could break things apart.
Yeah, I mean, Talon, see if they can find a better timing, because I think T1 has accurately identified that Talon's always going to be just a step behind in terms of tempo, because they're still waiting for Ban to take that position. Now it's going to be an all brawl towards that A side, but T1, they don't want to even give a chance. They are going to chase through. Under Fury gets one tag. Sylvan already chasing all the way up J lobby, and now everybody shoved towards the left side of the map.
Would you look at that as well? Buzz instantly gate crashing to reinforce the C site. You got Izu right around the corner too. So even though Talon has kind of made the right call or read to push themselves close towards C, nothing found just yet. And T1 are here and ready to defend. Oh, and I
love that as well.
Waiting
for the
peek out
coming in
from Izu, and
Sylvan up top. They just don't expect it.
It's the double kill. Spike drop. And once again, Deja Vu 2v4. Governor and Crimmy. Against four members of T1, all at full health. It is Governor and Crimmy, though. It's a 2-on-4, but it's the two hardest hitting players on the side of Talon with 40 seconds to work around. They might be able to sneak into the C side to get the spike down. Can they hold off against four incoming players on a retake? I mean, just needs to get kills, right? Sure, you have the Shuri, but in a 2v4, you're not relying on that to secure the post plant. You notice that there's a tripwire watching that entrance, trying to clear out C-main, nobody there. So Premi looking for more kills. He tries to find one, he gets taken down by Izu. Governor left all alone this time. He has to fight. He has to take it to T1. But can he find the timing? He's already been noted that he's close by, and there's the see only good for one. Once more, as T1 will knock on the doors to that upper finals. Just swinging off the contingency shield, just that tough for Governor. No, I mean, no chance to use that Hunter's during the 1-on-4, right? So it's just a tough spot to be in, but there it is. That's map and series point for T1, just being able to work across the map that way. This was just great way for Izu as Buzz is trying to get more space, but really, Silva being planted so early on, and Talon, they were so busy running away that they had no idea. And that's one way to use your opponent's timeout against them, right? You have that ultimate, use them against your opponent's timeouts. It really just throws a huge wrench into their game plan. Where now Talon just desperately coming in with the Guardians, trying their best to fight back and live for another day. Alright, it's gonna be their own Hunter trying to find Stacks. They don't get the second pick onto him. He dodges all of them. Full health, and backup has arrived. You've already pushed window as well as Talon. You are trapped in a main. You will have to battle your way out of this if you want a chance to continue as that first team to back up. Bad gives it opening. A little bit of breathing room for the TIE squad. Does he expect another, though? Izu is on a bit of that lurk as well. Puts himself into position. Governor taking down Peter. That makes it a little bit better too, but here comes Izu spiked down, and he's managed to get hit by the flash. So a little bit better as Jitboys comes in with that support and Premi taking down Izu as well. Yeah, 4v2 now, things have flipped. Talon surely feeling a bit more comfortable. You've got that trip watching your back as well. You can't jump over this one. So Sylvan gonna land it safely. Neither of them heard. Oh, I would be a little worried if you're a Talon fan right now, because I don't know if they quite expected ban. He knows that it's possible. You see the pings on C-main as well. Now everybody's watching the angles they need to try to secure this round. Yeah, they have the numbers, so even though they weren't quite looking the right angles at that moment, they're still fully aware on where T1 could possibly be. Governor marking in towards Garage. Does spot out Stacks, takes the fight. Up from behind though, Ben sneaking a little bit through. Will be able to take down Stacks, and there it is. Jitboys against Sylvan. Talon will live for another round. Three more chances for T1 to try to close things out, to try to really lead the charge towards Masters Bangkok, as we await to see still who would be the first team from East Team Pacific to qualify to an international stage 2025. Great shots from Talon this time. Much calmer, not rushing in, just covering each other's backs. We'll see if that can continue for 3 more rounds. Certainly need it. Talon doing a little bit better this time, especially with how Pan was able to take down Buzz towards the back. That's what gave them that extra lifeline. So trying to keep that up, but look at how T1 are trying to control the map right now. And Izu just trying to be the bang, and it works! Buzz lands the shot at the Cruz, that's the breaks down! The Yoler's out! Backside still controlled by T1. Back up, not quite here yet, but there's a kill contract. We'll see if Meteor can win this fight against Premi. Premi versus Meteor! Wins! Shuts down the jet! T1 has filled the site, and all hope is dwindling. Jitboys fighting for his life, trying to beat them out. All the mighty throw, but undercut, it's everything! And Meteor will once again prove why he has joined the T1 squad. Meteor, just truly the extinction level event that will lead the charge for T1. Down as the ISO, leading the charge on the attacking half with his shield. Down with the kill contract in the final round as well. Just being able to stifle and shut a lot of talent down.
What a showing from Meteor and Buzz. I mean, the whole team. Obviously, we talked a lot about Isu and his flexibility and what that means for this team. Once again, he returns that Sentinel role and showcases he's looking just fine on it. And Frost, he was throwing a little shade to Buzz, talking about the trash talk after the match. But hey, I mean, if Buzz keeps on winning, you might as well keep trash talking after the match because he's keep on getting those chances. Of course, a huge round of applause for Talon to bring it back, but at the end of the day, perhaps the desk was right. Maybe the theory about the super team, maybe this truly is coming together, the individual pieces just being too strong, collecting the best members he could have from Korea as they matured in their own right, and now putting them together. It's going to be Autumn and the coaching squad, and they are looking ready to try to take that last step to Masters Mango. Well, here's the winners down the stage.
T1 keep their win streaks alive, advancing to the upper finals. Enjoying their moment of victory. Alright, Stack! 안녕하세요. 있습니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
네. T1 스택 선수에게 박수 한번 부탁드릴게요. Now, congratulations, Stacks. 1,000 Pacific kills for you. Also, the team is advancing to the upper finals now. A lot of gunfights everywhere today. Tell us how today's game was. 퍼스픽 1000킬 달성하셨고요. T1 이제 승자조